The other big story we are following from our nation's capital, the Republican-led U.S. House still has no speaker tonight, even though more than a dozen of the conservatives who had been opposing Kevin McCarthy came around in support of him today. One of those who flipped was the newest member of Oklahoma's congressional delegation, Josh Burkeen. Our Washington bureau chief, Alex Cameron, spoke with Burkeen this morning before he made that decision to change his vote.
Freshman Representative-elect Burkeen has quickly made a name for himself here, although he says that was certainly not his intention. He says he campaigned on reforming the government, and once he got here, felt he needed to follow his conscience.
And I made the decision it was right for me to take a stand.
And that he did, joining with a group of so-called GOP rebels and voting one ballot after the next for nominees other than Republican conference leader Kevin McCarthy.
A person's history is the greatest predictor of their future.
Burkeen says out-of-control spending is his greatest concern, and he worried under McCarthy that would only continue.
For the last 10 years, he's been a part of, in leadership in the Republican Party, of agreeing to omnibus spending that's bloated. It's the debt loading.
What was the way you flipped him? What was the specific issue that got him flipped?
But McCarthy was able to guarantee Burkeen and more than a dozen others that on his watch, appropriations will not be the status quo.
Burkeen. McCarthy.
After days of intense deliberations, I cast my vote today for Kevin McCarthy for Speaker, Burkeen said in a statement after he agreed to conservative reforms to how the House of Representatives operates. Burkeen says the rules will allow rank-and-file members to offer amendments to spending bills, something that isn't allowed now.
This was a fight that had to be picked. It's uncomfortable. I don't want to be the guy that people look at and go, what are you doing? But I know my conscience is grieved that if we don't take the stand, we're going to continue the omnibus flow of spending that's bankrupting our country.
Now the question is when or if any of the remaining no votes will change their minds. In our Washington bureau, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.